Hello and welcome to the Pelican series on the channel. Fucking hell. Alrighty, so welcome. This is episode 1 of the Pelican series, and kind of mentioned in my intro video before that I am a Pelicans fan, unfortunately, and basically I just want to kind of create a series as the kind of season goes on, kind of the highs and probably a lot of lows, and I'm also holding this series just to kind of try and watch a bit more Pelicans basketball this year. I want to kind of follow it a bit more. I've always been a fan and have never really found the time to keep up to date with watching it. So basically this is episode 1, and you'll see from the title, basically this series is a bitching series. We have a lot to bitch about this year, but also some good stuff that hopefully I'll kind of tie out the end of the episode with just some of the good things that we had going on this season. And I kind of want to make this a safe space for the Pelicans fans, because there sure as shit is not a lot of us. So I guess this episode is kind of pointing out for me how I kind of got here as a Pelicans fan. Basically back in February 2019, me and the family flew up to America for a family holiday. We were stopping off firstly at Houston, and then we were stopping over to New Orleans, and my mum's a big runner, so basically we just went over there for the 10k run and went past like Bourbon Street, all that stuff. I really loved the city. Like, there's just a lot of culture, just a lot to see. And well, from that we were there and we were trying to figure out what to do. We had like 3 days that we were there, and I kind of told my dad, why don't we go check out the Pelicans game. Now at this time I wasn't really like a particular basketball fan as I am today. I was more like a player fan. I was a big fan of like Devin Booker, Allen Iverson, stuff like that, just like kind of individual players, but I never really got drawn to a specific team. So when we went there, all I knew was that AD was there, but he had one foot out the door. It was kind of writing on the wall that he was going to go over to the Lakers with LeBron. You are my sunshine. They weren't playing for much. I think they were already in February out of like playoff contention. They weren't playing for a lot. And what really drew me to this team was the fact that no matter how bad they were losing, when they were making a run, like the crowd was just electric. Like, they were just screaming. Like, we were up near the back and it was so loud in there. Like, I was just like, whoa, this is like sick. I hope every basketball game's like this. When they were making a run, they were really like keen on it. And then the funniest part for me was like when AD would check in, the whole crowd was booing. Like, it was just so funny to me. I couldn't believe it. So with the AD trade, and kind of what I bought in was, we'd left New Orleans. I was kind of checking out the team, and once the trade had been made, I think it was in the off season, they traded for a bunch of like young players. So we had like Josh Hart come in, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, and a couple of picks that I think turned out to be Trey Murphy, and I think it also turned out to be Jordan Hawkins. I think for me, what was so exciting is that although I was kind of starting my fandom pretty fresh, this felt like a fresh new team, you know, like they were kind of starting with me almost. And it was really exciting. And then that's also when they got the first overall pick, which we saw as Zion. So it kind of felt like in tandem that we had this brand new team with my new fandom, you know what I mean? And it was really exciting. Like, we just brought in all these prospects. It felt like there was something building. It was kind of like a fast-tracked rebuild, you know what I mean? Like, we already had all these pieces to kind of get up and running, you know? From there, then begins my fandom, and you'll kind of see from the episode title, I've named it Poverty, Delusion, and Depression. Why I've kind of done that is it's kind of just spelt out where we are today. So like with poverty, we've just had poor decision making. We bring in these players who are pretty promising. Like, I'll say, like with Drew Holiday, he was an all-star, I'm pretty sure, with Philly. We bring in Lonzo, who was like a 3rd overall pick, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, like a lot of promise. And it seems like when they come here, their careers just kind of like fizzle out a bit. Now, I won't say it was the worst, but they kind of this is like the trajectory, right? Join the Pelicans, come in, kind of like not necessarily fizzle out, but kind of like plateau, and then they go to another place, and then they become the best versions of themselves. So obviously, AD, he was a really, really great player, went over the hump, got to the championship when he went over to Lakers. Drew Holiday, really good all-star, come to the Pelicans, really good role player, goes to the Bucks, gets a championship, goes to Celtics, get the championship as well. Even players like Dyson Daniels, now it's so easy to say in hindsight, but like he just wasn't really fitting with the Pelicans, and then goes over to Atlanta, becomes the best version of himself. He gets 3 steals a game, he's MIP, it was just insane. So that's kind of why I tagged it as a bit of a poverty franchise, and this, we're just making poor decisions overall. Delusion has been another key theme, so every single year, at least, maybe this is just coming from me, but I was always convincing myself last season, let's just write it off to development. Zion, Brandon Ingram, let's retool, let's reshift different players, bring in players like CJ when we traded for him, bring in Jonas, and then when we go into the season, we're like, holy shit, this is gonna be it. Zion's gonna be healthy, all this stuff, and then obviously we kind of fall short. So it is a bit of delusion every single year. Even me this year, freaking hell, I went to the Melbourne game, where Zion was first preview of really losing his weight, and yeah, we looked really good at the beginning of the preseason. Now we were versing Australian teams, which are pretty dog shit, but you could kind of see the writing on the wall. We've got a healthy Zion, we can stretch the floor a bit more with Jordan Poole, Trey, stuff like that. It just looked really exciting, and I was really excited going into the season, and then we're here now, 8 and 28, 29, so yeah, it's a bit of that delusion, pretty terrible. And then depression kind of settles in, so that's the last theme, and look, it's been like this every season, so it's not as painful, but this season feels especially bad, because although we're bad and we're not trying to play for much, we were meant to. When we traded for DQ, we traded away our first round pick, so Atlanta's just going to reap the benefits of us being shit. So it's what are we really playing for? So that's a bit of that depression settling, I guess. So yeah. So where we are today, so I've just got it up in front of me in my notes. We are at the 6th of January. Our record is 8th and 28th. We're last in the Western Conference, and we're basically at rock bottom. So why am I starting the series today? Is that, we've got this new regime, we've got all these different things. It feels like because we're at the rock bottom, hopefully if I start this series now, we can kind of look back and go, wow, we're so shit. Hopefully in the year to come, we start to see some improvement, we start to see some development, and then maybe 2 years from now we might look back at this point and go, wow, we really came up. Can you bless me with something? So I guess to kind of put aside all the negatives that the Pelicans have, I hopefully want to try and push a bit more of a positive narrative I just want to point out some of the good things that I see so far. And really, at the moment, it's been our two rookies, Fears and DQ, have been absolutely amazing. I could not be more happier with what they're kind of producing. Now, they do have some growing pains, and I think that comes with every rookie. But when you watch these guys play, I know Pelican basketball is really shit, but if you guys get the chance to tune in, these guys are just amazing. They're what am I trying to say? Their aggression, going to the basket, their court vision, just everything that they're doing kind of feels like they've been in the league, they're comfortable, and it's just so impressive to see. I feel like you don't see that a lot in rookies. Their feel for the game, everything, it's just been absolutely amazing. To kind of put a highlight, Fears is quickly becoming my favorite player. I desperately need that jersey, the City Edition, that fucking green shit. I'm sure I'll show a photo. Wow, I want that shit. The way that he plays is genuinely no bullshit, zero fears, guys. He does not give a shit. He hopefully I can put up this quick clip. He has this video where he just constantly is attacking all of your favorite players, Luka, Jimmy. He doesn't back down, and I love that in a rookie. It's just, he doesn't give a shit, and I love that. I think for him, I just need him to get a bit more bit more shooting confidence. Like if he can get the ball, do the quick pull up, like that'll just be amazing. Like I think his defense is already there. Like he picks up full court, all that kind of stuff, and it's just so good to see. Yeah. So DQ, like he's third in friggin' rookie of the year for a reason. Like he's just so shifty. He's got great court vision. Like I love when he just drives to the basket and passes it out. Like he just has amazing vision. I don't know how, but we somehow drafted like a mini Jokic, you know what I mean? Like it almost like dampens the fact that we traded away our future first round pick, but yeah, just the way he plays is just so great. I just need him to get better, not even defensively, just being big in the paint and like finishing out these possessions with rebounds. Like we just let up so many rebounds, but anyways, let's stick to being positive. Yeah, DQ's been great. Jeremiah Fears has been great. Like I really hope we can kind of hold on to this core. The future of Zion's a big question mark. I don't know, and I don't know if it fits super well with how Zion plays, but like if we can hold on to these guys like Trey, DQ, Fears, Herb maybe, like if we can kind of build around this, it is the tell of a really good foundation, I think. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Guys, Sadiq Bey is another highlight of this season at the moment. I really don't know ball. I remember when he was with the Pistons, I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but he had that random 50-point game. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know that was in his game. But he just like plays so much more better and different than I expected. Like I really thought he'd just be a 3-point shooter, but when you watch him play, his rebounding, when he's been starting, his rebounding has been great. His like his post game, like post fadeaway jumper, like I had no idea this was in his like bag, and I thought he was just like kind of a throw in to make the salary match when we traded for Poole in that CJ trade. I thought he was just kind of like a throw in. He might be a like rotational piece, but no, he's been like amazing, and I just cannot believe that this guy's 26. He's like a grown man. It is absolutely insane. When he scored, I was watching the other day, he had the perfect start to the game. First quarter, I'm pretty sure he scored like 21 points. And it's like, bro, and we still fucking fumbled the game. But like, if we can keep him around, like for consistency, holy shit. Like, I just could not believe that we got him and he plays like this. Like, he has been amazing. Yeah. 26, he's the same age as me. He is a fully grown man. I cannot believe it. Jordan Poole. Now, I know that, like, because I follow a lot of Pelicans basketball, you know, go on the Pelicans Reddit a little bit. I know that it's been pretty polarizing, and a lot of people can be pretty pissed off with him, with his kind of like bad decision making, especially in the clutch.
Point shooter, it's Poole. Poole leans in, tried to draw the foul, way off. Rebound McBride. Poole tried to draw the foul more than take a good shot attempt.
But I just think like this team needs 3-point shooting, and I kind of like that his mentality is kind of fuck it, like just shoot it, pull up from the fucking logo. Like I think that like this team just needs 3-point shooting, and yes, you're gonna miss, right? But I just like nothing pisses me off more than not having the confidence to kind of shoot it, and I feel like his confidence is pretty like unwavering. Like he just shoots it, and look, it might miss, but I don't get too pissed off at that. I just want him to keep going. And you see those games, like especially when he's at home, when he's kind of shooting it, he just like builds up that confidence. He feeds off the crowd. Even if it's a miss, like just keep going. Just build up that confidence. And it's just been like really good to see. And I think it's a really interesting piece for the future. I'm not too sure what the long-term plan with him is, but I think if we can kind of get him off the bench as that kind of that shooting, like, you know, when like Jordan Clarkson got that 6th man of the year, if he can just kind of consistently keep that up, like that could be really good for us. I think like his scoring will be really beneficial for this team, especially at the 3-point line. Trey Murphy, congratulations, 3-point leader, my favorite player. His game back, I think he was injured before, when he came back against, I've got it up here, against the Heat. Just that 3-point shooting, like this is the Trey Murphy that I need to keep seeing. Like when he gets the ball, I just need him to keep shooting. I want him to keep attacking. He has so much in his bag. But at the beginning of the season, I don't know who told him. Maybe it's a scheme that Borega's running. I don't know. But I see him too many times where he comes off a pick, gets the ball passed to him, and he kind of like, it's like he lost his confidence a little bit. Like he just would take a dribble and then start like, driving to the lane. And I don't know, I feel like in his game, he is too good of a shooter to not just like jack it up. And I don't know, but this game, how many fucking threes he had? He had like what? Return, yeah, 27 points. I think he had a back thing, but yeah, I don't know. His 3-point shooting like will be so critical for the future, and the fact he's in his 6th year now, I think. The fact he's like already a 3-point leader, like he's just got so much room to improve. I've kind of brought up the Heat game. I watched it, and yeah, guys, it was pretty atrocious. I know we were trying to talk positively, but that game was really, really bad. I don't like how much we turned the ball over, and it kind of like shows that we really need like a floor general kind of point guard position. I actually got the news today. Where was it? The news today that Trey Young has actually requested a trade, which is like, hello, editor Ryan here. Trey Young's been traded. He's now a Washington Wizard for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, and I gotta say, happy for Trey. Great trade for him, good destination. I think he's got a lot of potential to grow and kind of build a team around him there. I guess from a Pelicans perspective, it's kind of crazy. Like, he got traded for CJ. Obviously, he was part of the Pelicans, but just kind of traded for, honestly, not a lot. No picks, nothing. So it kind of makes me think, damn, why wouldn't the Pelicans get in on that? But I understand that that was part of Trey's trade destinations, so it is what it is. Can't really control it too much, but I did have a whole segment talking about how Trey could fit on this team, but doesn't really matter. He's now a Washington Wizard, so we'll see what the trade deadline looks like for us. I'll probably put up another graphic here, but according to Chris Haynes, the New Orleans Pelicans disappointing the market, informing teams Zion, Trey, Herb, Derek Queen, and Jeremiah Fears will remain with the organization. So it kind of seems like we're doubling down. We're staying packed with our current team. I think that it is a tell for the future of what this team may potentially look like. But on the other hand, I think that we probably should make a bit of trade, some kind of movement to make this team improve for the long-term future. And I think Zion is a key piece of that. Now, the tell's there. We're going to stick with this team. I'm not too sure really what to think. I guess the trade market is kind of messed up now. No one's getting picks for their star players. So on one hand, I'm glad that we're just not getting a bag of chips for him, but it is what it is. I think we'll just have to see what we do around the trade deadline. Maybe we just hold it down, keep the team together, and I don't really know how to feel. Pretty, again, poverty franchise, but I guess we'll just see how we go. Maybe we'll make a trade. Maybe someone will throw a package that Joe Dumas can't deny. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll try and make a video closer to the trade deadline, see what some potential trades are, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I think that's kind of the main points. I think I'll have more on this team. I didn't bring up a lot of players, but I just wanted to kind of start this series, I don't want it to be super long and convoluted, but I think I'll have lots of issues in the future. I think we're just one of the key highlights at this point with this team is that we're too careless and a lack of effort. And yeah, we just make a lot of stupid mistakes. I don't know if we chop that up to coaching. I don't know if we chop it up to we're losing and we've just kind of lost our effort. But I don't know. These are some of the things I'll be looking out for with the series going forward. And looking ahead, I really like this team. I point out a lot of the negatives. I point out some of the positives, but I personally do really like this team. We are really close in these games, and some of these losses have just been bad losses in the clutch. Hopefully with experience and more time together, we can kind of figure it out. I don't know if it's a coaching issue. I think we might need a new voice, because I know James Borrega, I think his name is. I know that he was a assistant coach, so I don't know if we need a new voice in there or not, but I think we ride it out. Alright guys, so I'll finish off the video here. I guess where we're starting right now, it's pretty bad. We're at pretty much rock bottom, but hopefully we'll start to see some strides and some improvements, but most likely I'll probably use this series to bitch and complain. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I will catch you next time, hopefully when we snap this losing streak. Alright, thanks guys. See you later.